I'm reaching out to our entire YouTube community to ask you, can we have a look at your indoor garden so that we can share it with as many people as possible? Guten Gardening, everybody! Well, it's almost the end of 2024. I really can't believe how quickly this year went here at Guten Gardening. There was so much going on this year. A lot of great videos that we released over the course of this past season. And I think about that, and I think about this shift now to our indoor garden and our indoor growing season. And I have to start this video by saying how grateful we are that you've all joined us along the way. This was a year of milestones, and one that I'm particularly proud of is we hit 30,000 community members. And I'm really hopeful that that's just the beginning of our outreach here with this channel, where we're able to do our best to show you what we're doing here, what we're learning, what we're growing. And hopefully we've been able to inspire a few of you at least out there in our community to continue this growing process, to maybe expand what you've been doing and grow more of your own food. Well, as you can see, I am inside right now, right beside our 4x8 VivaSun grow tent, and I'm surrounded by luscious greens, which I have to say is the opposite of what I'd be surrounded with outside right here in Zone 5, Wisconsin, because we've got about a couple of inches of snow out there still on the ground. It does look like it's melting a little bit today. It's gotten a little bit warmer, but this is definitely the winter time outside. But we're fortunate enough to be able to be growing all of this indoors. You can see our indoor green stalk vertical gardens. We've got some bok choy, actually it's some baby bok choy in our topmost tier, and a bunch of different types of kale growing in here. And you can see they're actually getting pretty close now to the time, I would say, once we're back from our upcoming trip that we're about to take for our holidays here, they should be ready for us to start harvesting. And I've got even more of that kale growing in our raised bed, along with a couple of other greens up there. I don't want to spoil too much, because over the course of this winter season, we're going to talk about some of the decisions this season in terms of what we're growing, what our expectations are. One thing I can tell you for sure, I'm going to be spending a lot of time here in this indoor growing area. Now, one of the reasons I'm down here, besides the fact that the winter forced me down here, is something that I'm excited to announce, and something that I'm really hopeful our community can come through for us to be a part of. If you watched our last live stream, we were able to feature some of the outdoor gardens, outdoor harvests of quite a few members of our community, and that was so much fun. And I had a lot of people tell me how much they enjoyed being able to show off their gardens, their expertise, their work, their production, all of their unique and creative designs for their outdoor spaces, or even just showing off the fact that they had grown some of their first vegetables ever. It was so much fun for me to be able to see that and share that with the community. I want to do the same thing with our indoor gardening setup. Now, I sent out an email to those who are on our email list from previous giveaways, asking for some photos of folks' indoor setups, whatever that looked like, however big or however small. And I got a few responses, but I want to make this even bigger. I'm reaching out to our entire YouTube community to ask you, can we have a look at your indoor garden so that we can share it with as many people as possible? So what I would like from you, if you're willing to do this, I'd like you to send us an email to gutengardening@gmail.com. And in that email, you can let us know your name, something that you'd be okay if we said the name online. We, of course, don't use last names or anything like that, just a name that you'd like us to be able to say, and then a picture or more than one picture. We'd be happy to take multiple pictures of your indoor garden setup, whatever that looks like, anything that you've been able to produce or harvest, even if it's not from this season, something maybe that you're proud of from your indoor gardening setup. And then we'll put together a slideshow, and then around the middle of January, we'd like to be able to go on our next live stream in order to show everybody what you've been doing in your indoor garden setup. You know, we have plenty of opportunities, and really, I can decide what I want to show you in terms of our indoor garden and when I want to show it, but I don't think everybody always gets the opportunity to share their own garden setup. And this is something we wanted to provide to our community. I want to tell you, when it comes to inspiring us, when we see your setups, that gives us tons of ideas. And you can imagine, we're just one family looking at those ideas. If we can share that with multiple other people, think about how much that could impact other people, maybe their willingness to try to grow vegetables indoors, maybe giving them some new ideas, some new thought processes around what they could continue to grow throughout the winter season. Now, I do realize for some of you in the higher grow zones 8, 9, this is about the time of year where a lot of your stuff is going and you might be outdoors. Well, you can feel free to share some of those photos as well. I want to focus primarily on indoor gardening, but I would be happy to share some of the other photos as well. So folks, once again, thank you so much for all that you've done to support us, for watching our content, for being part of our community. We appreciate that more than you could possibly imagine, and we hope to get a really good response so that we can share with our community even more of what you're doing in your indoor garden setup. So I'm going to repeat it one more time. If you're interested in showing your indoor garden setup with us, email us at gutengardening@gmail.com and stay tuned for that upcoming live stream. All right, folks, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give us a like, leave us a comment, remember to share and subscribe, and for the last time in 2024, remember, when you're with us, you are good to grow.